This is my second Kiesel that I'm going to show you guys today. This is the SCB6 model. You'll see it's a single cutaway. Okay, definitely a completely different guitar than the Vanquish, which is my other one in the back there. The reason I wanted to show you this, guys, is because a couple of reasons. First of all, woods, like I was talking about last time, pickups, and then to be honest, just because I'm really loving the Kiesel products, and I think that more people have to know about what kind of company this is and how good of an instrument you can get. So this guitar in particular has a pretty cool story to it. It was stolen and returned to me. I had it ordered about 2 years ago, but then we had a break-in about 6 months ago, and it was returned, so it's really cool. But yeah, so when I ordered this thing, the specs on it are, it's a black limba body as well, which is cool because you're going to hear, it's going to be a completely different tone than the one over there, which is in my first video. Black limba, it has a walnut neck with koa stripes. Not sure if you can see that. There's the body, and then the koa stripes. Pretty cool. A lot of people think that that is a durability thing, and I'm sure it probably does help and lend to it. But to be honest, I've even talked to the guys at Kiesel, and they've even admitted that it's not necessarily so much about durability as it is about craftsmanship and just aesthetics, right? Having a nice looking instrument. It might have some tonal characteristics as well, having the koa, but to be honest, again, I didn't order for that. It was one of the options, and it's pretty cool, so I just got it like that. It's the first custom guitar I ever really ordered that was made spec by spec for me. So, as well, just like the other Kiesel, this one has the locking tuners, which are awesome. This guy has a different pickup set, and it has a different electronics. This thing's coil tapped, so the tones are push-pull. This, my Vanquish is very simple. This is not. This is kind of a little more complex, which is nice. It's awesome to have two different things, because if you're a live player and you have like parts and songs, then you need to be able to switch between like a neck pickup and you want the tone rolled right off, and then you need to have like a 15 decibel boost immediately. You can chuck this guy down, and you can have the treble all the way on. So you can have a bunch of different things like that. Whereas the other one has just one tone knob, or sorry, one volume knob, which is sometimes exactly what you want as well. So it depends on really what you want. One thing to be noted about this guitar as well is that it has a higher sitting bevel here for where your arm is. It's extremely comfortable. It's awesome. Like, I love the way it sits. It's just very natural. It's not heavy. Not heavy compared to what it looks like, at least. But it doesn't sit awkwardly, whereas a lot of guitars, if you ever played something like this, like a Les Paul, feels like it's falling off your lap the whole time. This thing just sits here. It's really nice. But it is a little different to play a guitar so flat here, because when it's so flat, it can sometimes feel like you're reaching over it and you're playing like that, rather than a little more relaxed. Whereas the Kiesel, Vanquish over here, sorry, it is a small body, almost so small that you don't know where to anchor if you're used to that. So it's a little bit of a throw off there. I will get the specs of these pickups for you, and I'll list them in the description, because I can't remember what they are. But they're not the lithiums. It's funny, because when I was talking to, I think it was Chris at Kiesel, he was the one who actually recommended I get the lithiums. But when I was looking into Kiesel at the time, everything on YouTube is a bunch of metal players, and I love metal, but it's just not exactly what I do, and so I didn't really want to have that tone. But then I didn't understand that the Kiesel lithiums are so diverse that they can do metal, or they can just do anything you want. So in hindsight, I kind of wish that I got them, but these are awesome too. They're just a completely different sound. You will notice these pickups are a little bit more geared towards a rock and roll sound. The clean is not as bright as this guy, but they also have a really fat tone if you wanted to. But it's also very sculptable, which is really cool. A couple other specs for you. It has a spalty maple top. It's a 3-piece body, so it has an actual third piece between the spalt and the black limba that they go right between. Royal ebony fretboard, which is really cool, and they even do the spalt maple and headstock as well. So a couple of things to notice is that you are getting like woods. I'm not sure if you can see the laminate there, and I don't think you can. The camera's pretty stupid. But especially here, it's not a thin piece. It's actually pretty generous that they give you for the spalt maple. One thing in hindsight that I wish I'd kind of known differently is it's kind of hard ordering online. So if you ever are ordering guitars with them, it might be worth talking to them and asking them their opinions, because they're the ones who see the colors. And when you're seeing colors online, it's a completely different thing. So when you're dealing with, like, let's say, a flame, the colors are way more distinct. Like so, like not the colors, rather the textures and the way it's coming across your eyes. Whereas the Spalt, this is a little bit heavy for it. So if you see just around here, the Spalt looks just ingenious around the bevel, but then it kind of disappears through the red. I still like it, but it's just definitely disappears. Whereas I was hoping it would be coming through a little more. So that's okay. It's really nice in the headstock though. You can see that. This thing as well as stainless steel frets, and I had a question in the comments of my last video about neck thickness. So I was trying to describe it. Anybody who's ever played a Wolfgang, they would it'd feel good here, which is why I wanted this neck. They offer two neck styles, this guy, and then they offer one that is the slim. I haven't played that one. I don't know what it feels like. This guy is just more natural. If you're used to a Fender, a Strat, or like an Les Paul, you're probably going to be. This is thinner than that. Those guys are pretty clubby. But it's not too thin that you can't feel like you're playing a guitar. Whereas an Ibanez, for example, is really thin, and it's geared, even with the flatness on that Ibanez across here, it's geared towards shredding. So I don't necessarily like that, but like again, the Kiesel really thin neckboard, or neck, might be your pick then, okay? What else can I tell you about this guy? Only other thing is, again, when I got this guitar, it was perfectly set up, but I mentioned that last time. So what I'm going to do now for you is I'm going to show you the sounds again and run it through. Again, if you guys have any comments or questions like that, leave me them in the comments below. Tell me what you want to hear, or if you have any questions, like I said, if you're interested in getting one, then maybe I can help you, just because, again, I was exactly the same place where I didn't really know much. Oh yeah, the one thing I want to say before I get into the video about the playing is that this is a good example about how woods are definitely going to show in terms of sustain and maybe flavor in sound and tone. But this is the same body. It's the same body style. It's still black limba as that guy. And you're going to hear a completely different guitar. Like the cleans are not nearly as chimey. Even the distortions are a little bit thin. They're very, very harmonically rich, but a little bit thin on the low end. Really, really good on the high end. So it's a completely different kind of style, which is funny because that's the pickups, right? So I think that's something that everybody should kind of take home. There's definitely some things that are going to be, I guess some things that break the rule, you know, where tone woods are going to completely like change everything about your guitar. But for the most part, you're going to be dealing with pickups and then the playability, okay? And those are going to influence your sound way more than anything else, okay? And obviously the setup of the guitar too, because if it's set up wrong, then you're not going to be playing anything good. Okay, on to the video for that. Okay, so this is on clean. It's just basically the same setup as I had for my last video. So if you go back to that and you're kind of wondering how they sound in comparative, it's the same setup. It's the same amp. It's the same effects. It's the same clean. Everything's going on the same. So this is the neck pick I'm going to start with. Let's start with some clean. I wanted to go through a couple different things, so it'll be a little less, but hopefully I can just show you the flavors of the tone, because the neck, so if you hear it, then you can kind of hear the coil tap, right? Right, you hear it? Okay, so coil tap. Coil tapped. It's really thin there. You can hear that, right? Then on. Coil tapped. Okay, that's neck. This is the middle. This is middle humbucking. So both these guys humbuck. Both of them coil tapped. So really nice and chimey, like in terms of the high end, but again, the lower is a little bit lacking. You can kind of hear that, right? This is the treble pickup, bridge pickup, sorry. Single coil, okay? Coil tap. So you can kind of see what I was talking about, how it's a little bit thinner than I'd like on a clean channel, but you can definitely buff it through EQing. I'm just showing you the same kind of stats. So if you were to go to now to a neck pickup, neck, neck single. Go to both of them right now. If you get them both coil tapped. Okay, so I'm going to get into distortion. Thinness I was talking about earlier with the low end, it can be used to your advantage if you're playing a lot of lead work though, right? Because you get a lot of articulation in the low end. Whereas a lot of other guitars, like for example the Jackson that I have, I'll show you that in another video, but the Jackson doesn't have much low end definition. So it's a completely different, it's a rhythm style guitar. It is still strong leads, but not the same as this, okay? So like if you're playing anything that has a lot of gain and you're just looking to pump you, it's really good for that. So now if you were to make the difference between that and single coil, humbucking now. With the coil tap engaged. single coil. Sorry, it's so confusing. Both of them are that now. And this guy will be treble, oh, sorry, treble humbucking. This is single. That's all the combos that I've had for you. Again, my favorite things about it are the treble, or the neck pickup, sorry. And I do like that guy. It's just fine for low riffing. It's a good lead sound. It's just not necessarily the best thing for like it's a little bit thinner than I'd like. So, there it is, guys. This is again the SCB6 model. Very nice guitar, completely different thing. I'm gonna again leave the name of the pickups in the description below. Okay, so thanks for tuning in, and I'm gonna do another one of these reviews as soon as possible on the Jackson for anybody who's looking into getting a Jackson guitar. Okay, so until next time.